Aussie USD, we start with the daily chart. We want to analyze the chart for the next week. Okay, based on daily chart, as we can see, we are within this move. I mean, now we are within this move, and now we are looking for this correction. And we want to see whether we can get the up move, and we are more interested based on the up move, as I will explain later based on forward chart. And how deep it can go, we are not sure. Whether it can break this trend line, okay, we are not sure. But breaking this trend line, it doesn't matter, because as long as it's moving similar to what we have here, similar to what the way is moving, okay. Anyway, we are more interested for buy. In this case, we move to lower time. Again, as I mentioned here, as I say, we are more interested in the buy. But is there a possibility that the price, I mean, this correction change and the price can drop? Yes. But based on what we have right now, if we want to look for sell, we let the price break the top. Then from there, we see whether we can look for the down move or not. But based on what we have right now, we are more interested in the up move. In this case, I move to forward chart. Okay. Based on forward chart, as I say, I mean, based on daily, we are more interested in the buy. The reason is we are looking into this correction. Okay, now the question is whether we can, how deep this one can go before we get the buy. And the only thing is we need to look into this correction and see whether this correction, how this correction next week, how this correction can form, whether it still can look for one move down or not. Okay, and if we get the sell, yes, we will sell it before we look for the buy. Okay, in this case, that means based on forward chart, we need to wait when the market open. We see what we will get from here. In this case, I'll move to 1 hour chart. Okay, based on as I explained, based on daily and forward chart, we say we are more interested in the buy. Now based on the 1 hour chart, okay, we need to look into this correction when the market open. And mostly if we get maybe we get the sell, and if we get the sell, we are more interested. I mean, when I say we sell, only based on this correction. Okay, now how we can trade for the sell? If we want to look for sell, the best is we get the bigger correction before we get the sell. That means at least the price move up, give us the flat, then any sell from there we can take it. This is one of the option. And the another option is, how about if the price sharply when the market open and drop from here? In that case, we can have entry below this, a few pips below this. But if we want to go with this option, again, this option is risky. I mean, only for those traders, they have experience, they can trade. And with this option, what we want price sharply drop. But if the price tag reverse, we take out the trade. Okay. Anyway, next week when the market open, we see how this correction can form. If we get any sell setup, we take it. And if we get the sell setup, what we are interested, I mean, our target is the price come to this low. Okay. Now the question is, if we get the sell setup, the price can tag this low or not. If I put the trend line there, I put my line there. Okay, here. Now the question is, if we get the sell setup, whether the price can take this line before reverse or not. Okay, we cannot confirm right now, but what I can say that if we get any correction, any sell from this correction, when the market open, when the price comes to this low, we start to manage it, or when it depends where, or at least when the price take this trend line, it depends. And if we put our line here, okay, then if we get the sell, as long as the price come to this trend line, if I remove everything, this trend line or this line, which is close to each other, we start to manage our trade. Unless we get the bigger correction, the price move higher, then if we get the sell, I think when the price comes, it will have a different point. Then it depends on the traders whether they want to start to manage when the price comes to this trend line or this line, if we get the bigger correction. Okay, anyway. And one more thing, just now I mentioned, if we want to sell, we can have entry below this. This is for only this correction. If the price reverse to this top, then having entry below this is not a good idea. We need to look into this correction. Okay, this is how we can look for sell. But how about if the price reverse from here without giving one more down move before we look for buy? Okay, in that case, based on what we have right now, is we don't have any buy setup unless the price sharply reverse. we give a correction, then from there we can make a decision whether we should look for buy or not. Okay, anyway, we just when the market open, we need to look into this correction and see how it's formed and can give us a one move down or not. In this case, when the market open, if I see any changes, then I will share on YouTube. Thanks.